Oh, let's go. Since earning his tour card in 2022, Brandon Wu has earned over $4.8 million playing against the world's most elite golfers. And with his recent runner-up finish at Pebble Beach, Brandon is getting even closer to breaking through with his first ever PGA Tour win. But here's the real question. What kind of score would a PGA Tour player like Brandon shoot on a regular public golf course, just like the ones we play every week? Well, today, we're gonna find out. All right, some ground rules. So we're not gonna tip this out. He's gonna be doing this round from the tees that we play from, which measure around 6,400 yards. And I wanna take it a step further and make a prediction like we usually like to do during this challenge. I know Brandon has game. I'm gonna guess and say 8 under today. That's my goal. That's my prediction. 8 under. You guys let me know what you think he'll shoot. Put it in the comments below. Let's see who comes close. All right, Brandon, you got a general strategy for today? You know, playing a course, first time seeing it. What are your thoughts?
I think that lends me to be a little bit more conservative, especially off the tee, but I think that plays well into my game. I usually have good wedges and good irons, so I think if I can keep it in play off the tee, into the fairway, have some good scoring chances out here.
Love it. Yeah, perfect. It's a good way to start it. How would you rate the season?
I think it's, to be fair, it's definitely been tough. Haven't played as well as I've liked. Think struggled maybe a little bit with the putting early and the ball striking, and started to turn the ball striking around. But then, you know, got a little cold with the putter, like at the Wyndham. So yeah, it's interesting how golf works like that.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
Yeah, you know, I think the margins are thin though, so I feel like I'm not far off from having a strong fall, and that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. Happy with that leave?
Yeah, it took a firmer bounce than I thought, but yeah, I hit it pretty solid, so I think it flew about the right number, it looked like. So yeah, good shot from 96.
If you saw the video we did with James Nicholas, who also happened to be Brandon's playing partner at the Zurich Classic this year, James was able to go 5 under at Spook Rock. So who knows, maybe there's a little friendly competition here for Brandon to go lower. I love the casual, didn't even throw the spikes on today.
Yeah, these are kind of my casual golf shoes, you know, if I'm playing with my friends or
light work,
going for fun. So I usually use aim point, which I feel like I've used on and off the past couple of years, but this year started again maybe halfway through, and I feel like it's definitely helped my putting. I think visually, you know, green reading can be quite deceptive and quite challenging at times. So I feel like having that anchor of aim point has been helpful. And, you know, I'll adjust based off of what I see as well. You know, I'll have a feel, and that's just kind of giving me sort of a sense of what it should do. And then, yeah, trying to match up your line and speed.
Yes. Yes. Off to a good start, huh?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Nice. First birdie start in the series. Sure. Sorry, James. You guys are obsessed with wind. I know that, right? That's everything.
Yeah. Always. Caddy has a compass, which I think that's my favorite way of doing the wind, just because you can feel it swirling. But I feel like usually the prevailing wind for the day or whatever the forecast says is pretty accurate. So I think it's important to know like where north is and where the wind's supposed to be coming from. And I think it can make a big difference. Oh, a little strong. Ooh, a little left.
Okay, a little bit long. Get to see the short game magic.
Oh, I gassed it.
Good save there. Great comeback putt there. Thanks. First couple holes, just kind of getting a feel for the speeds.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to leave my birdie putt short, so I just gave it a little juice, and it was a little much, but glad I made the second one, that's for sure.
All right, Brandon, see the driver coming out first time today. What's the strategy here?
Yeah, I think we checked it on the GPS. It's a pretty straight hole, and I think, yeah, there's no trouble out there, so I feel like it's a good chance to push it a little bit, be aggressive. If I hit a good drive in the fairway, should have, I don't know, 80, 90 yards in, which is a good wedge number, and another chance for a birdie.
Yeah, it's gonna be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Right. Okay.
Great shot.
Thanks.
All right, hell of a drive here from Brandon. He executed the strategy, and like he said, he's only got about 80 yards left. You know, so I don't know, let's see if he could stay hot here. Another birdie would be really nice. 2 under after 3. It would be our best start
so far in this challenge. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, all right. We're up there.
So I think my first reaction was a little left to right early. I think it's pretty straight at the end, maybe even coming a little bit left. As I was walking up, noticed a little bit uphill, and then again, kind of almost running a little bit away towards the hole. So want to focus on that speed.
Okay. I don't want to meet the guy who's responsible for them putting the sign in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? It's happened too many times, Jerry. Get out there and put that sign up.
Yeah, that is definitely new.
From what we saw on the drone, and I think the landing area is big enough for a driver. And hopefully if it releases a little bit, which it looks like it will because it's running down there, maybe have a pitch to the green. I think that's, yeah, another chance to be aggressive here.
Yeah, love it. Stanford University. We know Tiger went there as well.
Yeah?
He plays on tour, you play on tour. You've obviously met him.
Yeah, met him a couple times.
Tell me about the first time you met him. How old were you?
So the first time I met him was actually, we lived in Beijing for a few years, and we would go to the HSBC tournament in Shanghai. And one year I was standing, I think it must have been like the 10th tee box, and just on the side of the tee box, but they were kind of walking up where he had sort of a line of sight to me. And he saw me, and I just remember he was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hello." And I don't know if he was
You got the hi from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if he was surprised that I responded in English or whatever, but then he gave me his ball, and
no way. And how old were you?
I must have been like 11-ish, 10, 11. So that was pretty cool. You know, it was a Nike ball, and it had Tiger imprinted on the side, so that was pretty sweet. I'll remember that. And that was the first time I met him. Yeah, I got 53 yards. I'd say this is not my favorite yardage. I try not to have between 40 and 60 yards because I think that gets a little bit touchy. You don't have as much, you can't generate quite enough spin to have the control you do on like a longer wedge shot. But you know, I think I actually have a pretty good lie in the rough here, so I think it'll come out pretty high. So I have that working for me.
Okay. Well, welcome to our world. We don't like those shots either.
Oh, I chunked it.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Go in. Oh! Great shot.
Out.
Thanks.
So, Brandon, what's the thought process there? Obviously, the approach shot, not what you wanted. After that, does it change strategy for you at all? I'm not that good at shaking it off.
I don't know that I changed my strategy. I was a little bit more pissed that I hit it in the bunker, but yeah, I think I got pretty fortunate. Again, I wouldn't say I knew it was a good leave, but I figured it'd be okay. Like I thought this would be okay. It was running away a little bit short-sided, and it looked like there was enough room from that bunker, and I got pretty fortunate. It's like the perfect lie for that bunker shot. It was sitting down just a touch, but you know, with the slope kind of running towards the hole, I knew if I just elevated it a little bit, it would kind of release towards the hole. Yeah, I wonder if that was a self-fulfilling prophecy after I just talked about how that was a terrible yardage to leave myself.
All right.
Great up and down from that bunker.
Thanks.
So Brandon remains at 1 under through these first 3 holes. I think what's really promising is he's been able to really save himself in a couple spots like that. I think that was the first bad shot we've seen, but even just making a great comeback putt on that second hole is really promising, but I know this front 9 is really where he wants to get some scoring done because the back 9 is a bit more difficult. There's some really fun but tricky holes, including the Bears Corner, which is a stretch of a couple holes on the back that can definitely have some teeth. So we'll see. This is when he wants to put the scoring on.
145 down to 143. Fairly similar yardage to that other par 3 we had, so same club. Kind of choked down on a 9-iron. It's a front pin, so I know I have a little bit of room behind it. And yeah, I think it's a pretty accessible pin, so I think I'll just go right at this. A little left.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My man's hitting greens today.
Pretty similar shot to the other par 3. Pulled it just a touch, but I think it flew a nice yardage, so should have a decent look.
So I'd imagine some of these distances is something you're pretty unfamiliar with, given the distances of the par 3s on the tour.
I think people would be surprised like how often they're moving the tees around on tour on these par 3s. Like if a par 3 is 200 yards, we might even play it from 160 one of the days. So they move around the tees. Then they can use, like they can tuck a pin on one side of the green and move it up a little bit, so we have a better chance of stopping it and hitting it close, or a more accessible pin and lengthen it out. So I think they like to have a little bit of variety even on the same holes throughout the week. So it makes it exciting for us.
Right. Turn in there.
Just kind of held its line more than you expected.
Yeah, I thought it had a chance, to be fair, with 5-6 feet out, but it kind of just straightened out and didn't quite move.
So guys, they do have tour tees here. They call them tour tees on the scorecard. They're about 7,000 yards, which would definitely make this a little bit more of a challenge. But like we said, today we want to see what Brandon can score from the tees we would play, us weekend hackers.
I hit it way right.
Not a bad place to miss here.
Good kick. It looked like it ended up on the top side of the bunker, so I might have an interesting lie, but yeah, better than the left.
All right, Brandon, here's a lie that a lot of us amateurs get faced with. You got a lot of trouble left. This ball is obviously going to move left with it being way above your feet. So with the tree on your right, I feel like hopeless here. What do you do?
So I think the first thing I thought of was to take more club and swing a little bit softer. I think it's extremely difficult to have it not go left if you're really trying to hit something hard.
Right.
So my idea was to hit like a 50, I have 105, so hit like a really chippy 52. I think this tree should be okay because I have a 52 in my hand, but yeah, just make sure I'm starting it out far enough right. And I think my best advice for how to figure that out is, like, I always visualize, like, okay, like ball's above the feet, like how much do I see it turning in the air? And I kind of see it, and then it's like, okay, I'll pick my target 15 yards to the right because I see it turning 15 yards left.
Right, not bad.
I mean, you hit it on the nose, it moved about
15 yards. Yeah, I think it, for some reason, I don't know if it's just because it's above the feet or if it was maybe like on a slight upslope, but I just felt like it was going to launch really high and come up a little short. And I hit it a little bit high on the face, so that's probably attributed to that. But yeah, I'm just happy with getting that.
Say,
like,
could have got a lot worse.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like the most important part about chipping is actually reading the lie, because if you don't read the lie properly, you're not sure how it's going to be spinning, which affects the launch, and that changes where you need to land it, how hard you need to hit it, what club you're using. So I think, and that's something I've worked on as a professional a lot and try to get better at, is just reading the lies.
And you're playing, you know, dozens of tour events every year, so you're traveling all over. You're seeing all different types of grasses. How much of a challenge is that? Like, as far as reading lies, you got to just get used to multiple surfaces.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things Monday through Wednesday is figuring out, all right, is it Bermuda this week? Is it rye? Whatever surface we're playing on, and what's that like around the greens? Like, how much is it spinning? How much does it slow the club down out of the rough? And just little things like that, I think, you know, take a few days getting used to when we're playing week to week on different surfaces.
Love it. So Brandon, this is a tough one, par 5, because of those wetlands where they land, it kind of takes the driver out of your hands.
Yeah, I was thinking I hit 3-wood. I think it was like 285-ish through the fairway. So yeah, 3-wood should keep me well short, and then I should be able to still get there in 2 from there.
Oh, stay right there. All right. All right, I got to ask you this. Since you travel a lot, you play a lot of tour events. Actually, you've played almost 100 PGA Tour events. Is that
right?
accurate? I think I looked on your profile. It was like 95, 96 events.
3 years? Yeah, I think that's about right. 30 a year.
So in all your stops, like, is there a city that like stands out for whether it's the food or the vibe? There's something you always wish to go back to every year? I can't wait.
Oh, that's a good question. New Orleans is really fun. That's one of the most fun weeks of the year. That's one where you play, and we've done decent, I think, the last few years, and I'm like kind of grinding it out. But then, you know, a few weeks down the road, you're like, wow, that was fun. I wish I still had a partner, and that was a good time. So yeah, New Orleans is fun. They take care of us really well. Lots of great restaurants downtown. I think Napa is a pretty popular stop for.
Are you heading there next week?
Yeah, in a week and a half.
That's right.
That's a nice way. It used to be the start of our season, so it's a nice way to get oriented.
Yeah. Napa's probably always a fun time.
Yeah. Good.
Looks good. Looks good.
So it's sitting down a little bit, but still like up enough to be able to get the club under. So should be able to pop it up decently. It's gonna like almost like topspin when it lands on the green, so it'll release quite a bit. So I think I'm trying to hit it a little bit higher and land it just on the green. Looks like it should run a little bit to the left and down towards the hole. So that's my goal here. Stop.
Nice touch there.
Thank you.
Nice one.
All right,
Straight up and down, great birdie.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful,
Well done.
beautiful.
Thanks.
All right, so now he's 2 under. We're going to an absolute gem of a par 4 that's reachable off the tee for even guys like us. I mean, you hit a good drive, you can get up there. So he'll probably use a 3-wood. Let's see if he goes for it. Then we've got 9, which is probably one of the hardest holes I've ever played in the area. I'm curious to see how he tackles it.
What's going on in your mind for this?
I know, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see what's on the right. It looks wide enough for a driver. I don't know that I can quite get it there. So that kind of brings this right greenside bunker into play, but I think right greenside bunker, your odds of hitting that closer than even like a 90-yard wedge shot are probably pretty high. So I think it's worth the risk. And then if I hit a good one, it's in the fairway, it should be a pretty easy pitch up to the green. Kick right.
This guy, that's a shot.
Okay.
Great shot.
Thanks.
You have a really nice view and a nice line in there. It takes those bunkers right out of play.
Yeah.
You got to be happy with this spot, right? This leave.
I think so, yeah. I was hoping to get it maybe a little bit closer to green, but yeah, this is a perfect angle. Got plenty of green to work with. Got a really clean lie, pretty flat as well. So I think that's nice. And yeah.
Yeah, flat lies are a little more rare out here on this course.
Oh yeah. Great shot.
Nicely done. What a dart by Brandon there. I told you, look out for his wedge game, man. That is one of his best strengths.
Wow, misread.
All right, we missed one there, but no big deal. We got 9 coming up now. I think he can easily make birdie here, get us the 3 under before making the turn. Still like 8 under, guys. I still like it as a goal. That's for sure.
So here, when you're picking a line, what do you do? Just spot a tree in the distance or something where you want to be?
Yeah, I think it's easy on this course because there's so many trees to sort of pick out. So yeah, I got one in the distance I aiming at. I have the wind a little bit in and a little off the right. I lasered a couple things out there. So I think I have a decent idea of what's a good target here. So yeah, just try to hit it at that tree that I'm looking at. Well, that was way right.
All right, so we're just pushed out of position a little bit here. So what's your thinking? It's just get it back in play or covering some more ground?
Yeah, I think the number one thing when you're out of position is trying not to compound your mistakes and trying to just get it back in a position where you can salvage a score on the hole. I'm pretty fortunate here. I think I can just wedge it out to the fairway and I can advance it a little bit. So not a huge deal. Helps having a laser too, because sometimes when we're out of position on tour, caddy needs to go pace it off and we're like guessing on, you know, have to go around trees or something like that. And you just have no idea how far you're actually hitting it. So yeah, this should be a pretty standard. I think I can hit it about 100 yards and I should hopefully be back in the fairway.
Up and over, just like he planned.
All right, now we're back in position. You can kind of see why this is the #1 handicap. It's one of the most visually stunning approach shots out here.
For sure, yeah. I think it's quite intimidating too with all the brush you can see. It's quite a bit elevated. From where my ball is, it's a little bit blocked out too. So I think a lot of elements working here. But have 167 yards adjusted, a little bit in off the right. So I think it's just kind of a smooth 7-iron.
Oh yeah.
Mike likes it. You like it. I can't see it from down there.
It's just a different level. You know, it's crazy. That's why I love coming and watching these guys play like right in person. It's too good, too good. Great shot.
Thank you.
I mean, you got to be happy with being here after that tee shot, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think this has worked out nice. I hit a nice 7-iron there. That felt pretty good. Yeah, and this is a great spot. Got an uphill look at birdie, so no complaints after that type of drive.
Nice.
Yes.
What a birdie.
Well
Thanks.
done. I don't think I would have bet a single dollar that he was going to make birdie from where he was. That was incredible.
All right, Brandon, we're making the turn. We're 3 under here. 10th hole. Seems like the only real trouble is that creek running through. What did you fire that at?
I think it's like 265-ish to cover the creek, so that should be no issues. And it opens up on the right, as we saw where my tee shot was on the last hole. So I think there's plenty of room up there. Yeah, hopefully hit a good drive in the fairway will give me a little bit more control on my second shot.
Great shot.
Thanks.
Take a peek at the tee box. You see how many divots there are there, because most of us don't have what it takes to carry that creek.
I was holding my
so we're
breath.
hitting irons here. But nah, no problem for him. You just go right over it.
No, I know.
Right over it.
With ease. Right on it. Good shot. A shot like that where that pin is tucked and you got no green to work with. You just going at that flag, or you going middle green? Like, what's your thought there?
I was close enough so where I felt pretty comfortable. I feel like with a wedge, I'm mostly aiming at the pin unless there's some water or something like that.
Okay.
Then I'll maybe aim a little bit away. But yeah, I felt pretty good about being aggressive there.
Other than that, you go for it. Love it. Great. Nice.
Thank you.
Let's go. I love it. You gotta love it.
Guys, can we just talk about how deadly Brandon's been from 8 feet today? This is a good spot. Let's just do a quick highlight reel of him dropping putts from 8 feet. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes when those putts start to go down. All right, Brandon, par 5, 525 from these tees.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
There's just 2 bunkers you kind of got to avoid. The cover on the first one was 285. So that's kind of about how far I'm flying it. So I think if I could just keep it a little bit left of those bunkers, should have a good look at a second shot trying to hit the green.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's perfect.
Okay.
Nice shot.
All right, great spot on this par 5. What are you fired at?
So shot 220 to the pin. Let's see what it is. About 210 to cover the bunker in line with the pin. So I think I can fly my 4-iron about 220. I feel a little breeze in, so it's a little in between, but I wonder if I just aim a little bit further right, I can still hit that 4-iron. And then I like that because if I pull it, it should fly a little bit farther, even though the carry's a little bit more. So I think if I pick a good target 10, 15 yards right of the pin, that should leave me a decent shot in.
Hold it. Looked like got a nice kick down towards the pin from that hill, right?
Yeah, I think it could be pretty good. I kind of did what I thought, like when I pulled it, flew a little bit farther, so it got the carry. Yeah, I wasn't sure how much room there was left of the pin. It did kick right, so hopefully it turned out okay.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, this is a par 5, but on tour, I would imagine you're playing 2 or 3 par 4s of this distance every week.
Yeah, potentially. It actually varies quite a bit on the course we're at. Some courses are a lot shorter than others. I would say, like, we played the tournament in Houston at Memorial Park, which is also a public course, but that course was super long. You're hitting like 5 woods, at least I was, 5 woods, 4 irons into the green there. So yeah, some weeks can be quite long.
Yeah. Similar to a couple holes ago, just get it up and soft here.
I think so, yeah. This lies a little bit more down grain, so it should have a little bit of spin on it. I guess I'm just trying to decide if, luckily I have this yard and a half of fringe to work with, so if I really need to slow it down, I think I could use that. But I'm assuming same idea. If I just land it like just on the green, it should trickle out a little bit into the right. Stop.
Good try there.
Yes, another birdie. Well done.
Thanks.
So guys, we'll link to Brandon's social media if you want to give him a follow down in the video description, but also just, give him a favorite in your PGA Tour app and just watch, because I think, we're going to see a lot of great stuff from Brandon, up and coming, obviously loads of talent, down to earth guy, fun to watch, and it's just fun to cheer him on week in and week out. He's knocking on the door. He's had 2 second-place finishes. I think it's only a matter of time before we see him as a winner on the PGA Tour, which is exciting. So now's the time. Follow him, follow his career. Super exciting things ahead for him, I'm sure. Also, look out for local black bears.
Oh, that's it.
Also,
Also,
both your scorecard and your physical person can be damaged here.
Yeah, I think the only tricky thing I noticed when I walked up here was it's a back pin with a little bit of breeze into. So you got to be a little careful about how aggressive you want to be. Shooting 145 down to 138. So kind of similar to what we've had already. I think, yeah, probably just trying to hit a low 40 shot with the 9-iron, and I think that should fly about to the pin and hopefully stop fairly quickly. Hold it again.
okay.
Put my resume in for National Geographic right now.
Yeah, what you got over
Just
there?
got that guy stalking a fish and catching it.
And here we have a local herring stalking its prey on the golf course. As it edges closer to get its dinner, it gets its fish and lives another day until it gets hit by a Pro V1.
Oh, there you
Really?
go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
All right, Brandon, one of the longer putts we've seen today.
Yeah.
What do you see in it?
Initial reaction was that it was a little downhill. I thought it would, feels like it's going a little right to left. On this side I'm seeing almost a little left to right, so I think it's pretty straight and just a little bit downhill.
Oh, good run at it.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. So close, guys. So close.
Yeah.
Got 2 clubs with you. What's the decision?
I brought a 3-wood just in case. It's a little blind, that landing area, but I just lasered a tree and the cart's in front of us, and I feel like driver is fine. It's plenty wide. So yeah, slightly longer hole, so probably good to hit driver anyways. Cut a little.
Okay. Left side.
All right, Brandon. So no tour wins yet,
Yeah.
but you knocked on the door a few times. You feel like it's coming?
Yeah,
The game is.
I think so, yeah. I feel like golf definitely fluctuates, right? Ups and downs. You're playing good at times, playing bad at times. I feel like professional golf is a lot about, like when you're playing well, really pedal to the ground and just getting as much as you can out of it.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think a couple runner-up finishes have shown me that have the game to compete. Helps you build a little bit of confidence and tell yourself that, okay, like I could do it, I could win. So yeah, I think it's just about putting it together, and I think a lot of people agree with me, but it takes some luck to win too. You know, you got to get a couple good bounces here and there. You got to hit a couple good shots when you need to, and so you know, it's all part of the process, and it's good to have something to chase, like your first win.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
All right, I don't want to jinx him, but the clean scorecard continues. No bogeys. And we're right now in the thick of it, the toughest holes, toughest stretch on the golf course. So even if he comes out of here with maybe 1 birdie, and then we could see what we could do on those last 2 holes, we could still see a really good score here, guys.
Just want to tell you a little bit about this hole. This hole is interesting. It has some bunkers on the left, a carry, which shouldn't be a problem for Brandon here again, but you got bunkers left and you have this rock wall formation that we love. We love messing around with when we come here. Sometimes we'll take shots off the wall and just have some fun with it. But number 2 handicap, I'm sure it is because it's long. It's got some challenges left and right, all OB on the right. So curious to see where Brandon puts his tee shot here, but it looks pretty wide open. Hopefully he puts one up there by those cart signs. He's got a nice view in. So let's see what happens. Ooh.
Okay.
So you have a shot here?
Looks like
Yeah. Should be fine. It's a down grain lie, so should have some spin on it. I'm standing on the path, so I could take relief, but I like my lie, so I think I'd rather just keep that. And I don't want to bring in these trees any more than they are. But yeah, have 127 to the hole, so should just be like a smooth pitching wedge.
Headed in the right direction.
Yeah, it came out a little slow, so maybe a little short, depending on the bounce, but I think it should be on the green.
Another green hit. I was nervous there. I thought that heavy rough is gonna grab that. He was gonna come up way short, but come on. He even almost got it all the way back. Unbelievable.
Go.
Oh, so close. Okay.
All right, Brandon, this is our last par 5. We're just right at about 500 yards.
Yeah.
Can't see the green, a little bit hidden over that hill, but what are we thinking for this tee shot?
Yeah, I think at 500 yards is a good tee shot, and I should hopefully have even an iron into the green on the second shot. Kind of a tight fairway, but you got some rough on both sides to give yourself a little bit of leeway. So yeah, just hopefully hit a good one here and try to put it in the fairway. A little right.
Kick.
Come on.
Come on. Okay. All right. So Brandon, how obviously lie is important here. You got a little propped up one. Does it change the club choice? If it was down more, would you be thinking something else?
Yeah, I think lie is important. Like if it was, yeah, this should be totally fine. Maybe coming out a little bit slow, so I might club up slightly. If it was sitting down more, I might look at a shot that's chasing a little bit more, just kind of like run it up there. But yeah, it should be a decent lie.
Okay, and about 215 at the front of that green.
215 front, I shot 235 to the pin, and we saw that pin was kind of in the back, so probably looking at like a 4-iron just to try to cover that front side, and hopefully it tumbles out a little bit towards the back.
All right. All right, got plenty of green to work with here.
Yeah, so ball sitting down just a touch, which makes me feel like it's gonna release, so I'm glad that we have enough green to work with. Yeah, kind of just pitch it maybe a few yards on the green. I'll go take a look, and then it should just trundle to the hole.
So up there, you're just picking a landing spot and reading a little bit of the break?
Yeah, I think it looked more down from where my ball was, but I feel like it's actually almost a little bit uphill. So that was one thing I picked up when I walked up there, but also, yeah, where do I want to land it? Which way is the ball moving once it gets rolling on the green? I think it's good to just have a sense of that before you hit your shot. Okay.
Okay.
So cruel.
Pretty straightforward hole, but what are you firing your distances? The bunkers?
Yeah, I was checking. There was the guy walking up just short of that far bunker, and I was just curious how far that was, but it was like 310 or 315. So, and then I was just checking like what 285, 290 looked like, just so I could pick like something in that landing zone to look at. But it's fairly wide up there, so I think should have no issues.
Yeah, we're going uphill just a bit here.
Yeah.
Good one. I
Good
lost
drive
it.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Striped it. So coming up immediately after this, we've got the longest par 3 on the course, which for his tees today should play around 200 yards, probably more like what he's used to on tour. And then we've got 18, which is just, it's a tricky hole. It's not particularly long, but the green is in a tough spot, protected by water, and the whole right side is kind of sneaky OB. It creeps in on you if you don't know where it is, so we'll try to give him as much recon as we can and let him know. But it's gonna be a couple of tough holes coming up. Here though, let's see, that wedge game has been so good today. Let's see if he can stick it close and maybe just get us one more here, get to 6 under. We're in a good spot here. What'd you fire it at?
So shot it at 108 adjusted, which I have 56 and 52. I could kind of hit either club. My instinct with the elevated green is that you want to control your spin a little bit because I feel like it's gonna rip off if I hit the 56. So I think I'm just gonna try and chip a 52.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, Mike's reaction tells us it was close. That's good.
Guys, these tour players are no joke. They are so good. And when you watch it firsthand with them, It's like when you go to a PGA Tour event, but in this case, it's even more so. You're like, we're right here with him watching like excellence. It's crazy. That man just put it to like 2 feet. All right, we're gonna get one back here. I know it. We're gonna get one back. We're gonna go 6 under, 2 holes to go, 2 more birdies, 8 under. That's my prediction. He's gonna do it. Let's go.
Yes. Great birdie.
Thanks.
Feel like you're back on tour. What did you fire that at?
So pin was 227, down 7, so 220 adjusted. It's all the way back there, so I think just gotta pitch it probably 210, 215, and that should be plenty. Yeah, this is a good hole. Left.
Jeez.
What, do you got, a Canadian coin there? What is that?
No, this is a, well, silver dollar. So I always use this when I mark my ball.
You've had that for a while?
I have multiple. I keep maybe like 3 or 4 in my bag in case I lose one, but I feel like it's like a little bit bigger than a quarter and a little bit heavier, so it's got a nice weight, and so yeah, just use that.
Look at me, not even recognizing our own
Yeah.
currency. We'll get dragged for that one.
Break. Break.
Hey, it's a good line. I thought it might turn in at that last second.
Yeah, had that
I really
look.
did.
Okay.
Good par. Well, Mike is up there. He's giving Brandon a lift to go drive up there and pick a line. I've said this a few times already. 18 is tricky the first time you play it. It's hard to pick a line the distance of where you want to put this tee shot because it does drop off. It's blind. You can't see it here. And the whole right side, white stakes OB, and it does cut in. So you can think you hit a great tee shot and end up OB and you're hitting 3 from the tee. That is not what we need right now. He's in a great spot here, and it is very possible if he plays his hole right, we could get to 7 under and get another birdie. So they're gonna come back in a second. They're gonna pick a tree in the distance, set that as his line, and just send it down there.
I think I'm just gonna go with a 3-wood. I can cover all the bunkers with a good 3-wood, so that should kick down and should be fine.
Yeah, looks good. This is undoubtedly one of the coolest approach shots at pretty much any of the public courses that we play. I just love this look. It is intimidating though. Short is wet, but he's in a great spot where he's at right now. He's gonna have a good look at it, and where he's been hitting those short irons and wedges, my money's on him putting it close. I can just see the decisions
Yeah.
here.
I'm wondering if I should try to hit a 6 and be really aggressive. It is a back pin though, so I'm more inclined to leave it a little bit short, but kind of want to birdie the last.
He's going back for a club change. He wants that birdie here. He's hungry.
Can I swap you for a 6-iron?
He likes it. I think he likes it. Yes. Nice shot.
It's definitely coming up the hill here.
Yeah, kind of an interesting pin where it's a little bit over this knob, so should be pretty slow and maybe running a little bit away at the end. Left.
Get in, get in. Oh, good run at it.
Wow.
Thanks.
Dude, that was awesome.
Incredible.
So
Thank you.
appreciate you doing
Appreciate
this, man.
it. Yeah,
This
that was
great.
fun.
That was
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
That was
It was
awesome.
awesome watching you play today.
Enjoyed it. Yeah,
Thanks
you.
for coming on the channel and doing this. That was awesome. Follow this guy. Big season coming up.
Yeah,
Make sure you follow him. Thank you so much.
thank you.